Hello, hello, hello. This is Candace Sims from Conceptual Empowerment LLC, where we are bereavement coaches and bereavement coordinators. Coming soon to a city or a town near you because we're already in Atlanta. So, I've been doing a series of videos with my family and friends to help you all understand the importance of coaching and the benefits of coaching. Some of the folks that I've had with me have been just family members or people that have offered to or asked me to coach with them. And then some have been actual colleagues who have went through the program with me. And who I have with me today is another friend and another alumni of the End of Life Coaching Program. I do not want to get your last name wrong, Cheryl. Is it Cheryl Burckert?
Bruckert.
Bruckert. Bruckert. I have
There you
Cheryl
go.
Bruckert with me. And we're just going to chat a little bit about our coaching experience with Don's class. But before we do that, I just want to, for those of you all who are seeing these videos for the very first time, my story about why or how I ended up seeking out an end of life coaching program basically began with me being a bereaved parent. I lost my son Marcus in 2007, April of 2007, to a murder. He was murdered in his apartment in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And with him being my only son, it really just flipped my world upside down. It was something that was unexpected, didn't know what to do, didn't know who to turn to. I always kind of felt like if something drastic or life changing were to ever happen, that my faith would be strong enough to sustain me. And I guess I kind of never really thought about really learning about grief and learning about mourning, and even in mourning the deaths of family members of past. Lost my dad in 1975 on Christmas, and that's still a difficult loss for me. But I never really thought about reading a book or doing a workshop or taking a class to help me deal with the loss of my dad. It all came to a head when I lost my son Marcus. And one of the things that I really, really loved about Don's program, the End of Life Coaching Program, is not only did it prepare us and equip us to help others who are going through a difficult loss, it also helps us to know and understand who we are, from the core of who we are. And I think the first couple of days or maybe couple of weeks of doing Don's program, we focused on talking about preparing for our funeral and answering a lot of questions about our own deaths and what we would expect and what we would want our loved ones to know if that time would ever come. Do you remember that, Cheryl?
Oh yeah, that was a good thing to think about. Maybe something we never really did give thought to before. Yeah. It was
Exactly, exactly. And I think that was one of the most challenging things. And I can even remember not even wanting to do Don's class because I had shared with him about how much of a crybaby I
I
was.
remember that, Candace. I remember that one.
Exactly.
I do.
Mhm.
Way in the beginning.
Way in the beginning. And I told him, nope, this is not for me. How on earth could I ever support someone on this journey if I'm just bawling uncontrollably? And
Do you remember what he told you? What a blessing that was. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he sent me the books. He
Yeah.
sent me the textbooks. And it was kind of like, okay, you're going to do this. You are not going to cop out. So when he sent those books, and it was so unexpected when I went to when those books came in the mail and I opened them up and I'm like, oh my God, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so glad that I did it for a number of reasons. Number one, I got to meet you and all of the other students that were in the class. And I think we formed um, just a circle of support um, for each other and for one another. So I'm forever grateful for that. And then number two, I was already doing group support before I did Don's class, and I didn't feel very well equipped. I didn't
Mhm.
feel like I had all the necessary tools that I need to be able to meet every need, because there were parents who child or children died from other means and not just homicide. So I really didn't know how to address those different situations. But Don's program just really helped me to lean in and listen. As long as I can lean in and listen and be present, that was most important than really trying to come up with an answer, to kind of satisfy a question or a thought or um, whatever someone was going through, um, words that could help them get through to the next day. Um, so Cheryl, if you would just introduce yourself a little bit and share about some things that you found very, very compelling and empowering going through Don's end of life coaching program.
Yeah, when I signed up and I thought about this end of life thing, and I really was really excited. Like I wanted to do this. I always wanted to be the bridge between people, necessarily like the one who was really dying and
Mhm.
the people who were watching that and being that communicator back and forth. And so I was all excited about signing up for this class, and this is what it's going to be. And oh my gosh, what I got out of that class was nothing I expected. Nothing at all. I mean, yes, okay, it gave me the tools for all of, that kind of thing. But really what I got out of it, and I had no wow, was learning who I was,
Yeah.
and learning about being coached myself and dealing with those things that I may never even wanted to deal with. And I
Mhm.
knew, um, wow, I'm so thankful that we did that as a class
Yeah.
and dug deep into things that we
Yeah.
needed to think about. And it wasn't just our own funeral at
Mm.
all. It was
Right.
it was family stuff. It was what
Yeah.
drags you down, and understanding that it gave us a platform to be able to work things out in us so
Yeah.
that we could get through it and we could be there for someone else then
Yeah.
later on,
Mhm.
that also maybe they want something, expect something, and
Mhm.
from coaching they realize I didn't even expect that.
I know.
And that's all that aha thing, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it really, that was really good. So
It was good. I'm so glad you mentioned that. And there was something that you said that just kind of made me remember something is coaching ourselves.
mhm,
We learned how to do that.
mhm,
And I think as you become a great coach, as you become a loyal and a trusted coach, you help others to understand how to coach themselves, because
mhm,
you may not always be available for that person at that moment.
true,
And he gave us the tools and the know how and the expertise to be able to, sit in silence and do the pauses,
mhm,
and ask ourselves those. Open-ended questions, not those closed-ended questions where you give a yes or no or, one word answer. When you give a one word answer, you don't really explore the depth of why you feel a certain way or why you think a certain way. And it was a challenge for me to learn how to ask those open-ended questions.
that's true. That was really, but they come, and even now after we've gone through that class, and now even in conversations that I have with people, I find myself, well, I ask those those questions just in the normal conversations, because yeah, well, why do you think like that? Or
Exactly.
they come out, and it bettered us.
Yeah.
Wow, in the long
Mhm.
run for so many things.
Yeah, it does. Wow. Well, Cheryl, I thank you so much for just taking out precious time of your day to just catch up, to
Yeah.
just catch up and see what we both are doing and how far we've come along in the program and most importantly to share with the audience and the viewers out there how beneficial coaching is. We also want to remind you all that coaching isn't counseling. But coaching is something that goes hand in hand with counseling. You can use it as an alternative. And some people find coaching may be a little bit more beneficial than counseling. We can identify if a person needs a little bit more than coaching and offer or suggest the services of a traditional therapeutic approach, but we definitely can't put on the role of being a counselor when we know that counseling is needed. So for those of you all who would like to connect with either Cheryl or myself, you can contact me through my website, www.concepts-power.com, or my email address at csims@concepts-power.com. Cheryl, if you have any contact information that you would like to give, or if not, if anyone who is viewing this, if there was something that you said that made them think about something and hey, I want to talk to that woman, please get me in touch with her. I can do that. I'm definitely leaving that up to you to put to share your information as well.
Yeah, kids, I think it's fine. If they want to contact you, then you can reach out to me and I would be happy to come to
Awesome. Awesome.
someone would talk or whatever. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much, my sister, my friend,
Yeah.
my coaching colleague. I so appreciate you, and I thank you so much again for taking this time to do another segment about the benefits and the importance of hiring a life coach. Until next time.